What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So, you guys probably know by now that I have a pretty short list of breweries that I would consider some of my favorites, obviously. And, of course, Adroit Theory is up there as one of them, and you probably heard me talk about Anchorage Brewing Company being on there as well, because they make fantastic beers going from stouts, barley wines, IPAs, imperial IPAs. Everything that I've had from them has been fantastic. Well, I'm going to be dabbling in a style from these guys that I've never tried before. It's I think I've had like one or two of this style of beer before, but it's nothing really I've dabbled with and see how much I would like it kind of situation. So I decided to do this one for review today, just because, of course, it's Anchorage Brewing Company and they're one of my favorites, and it's a very, very delicious style that seems like it would work. I've had a couple that, from what I remember correctly, it worked pretty well. But we're gonna be looking at a double IPL today, which is a India Pale Lager. So imagine like that biscuity breadiness you get from a lager, and kind of doing some little IPA elements by dry hopping it and adding hops in there. This one is actually made with Strata and Citra hops. So two of some of my favorite hops out there. So I'm expecting a nice breadiness, nice biscuity note to it, but having like that kind of citrusy hoppy bite from the Citra, and then kind of having that other kind of hoppy element from the Strata is going to be interesting in there. And yeah, I'm going to talk about this again because Anchorage likes to do that thing with their can art on their stuff, to where they like to do sideways stuff, and it kind of upsets me because I want to show this off correctly, and showing it off sideways is kind of a pain in the ass. So if you looked at it this way, it's just a raven with a freaking like one of those like skull like chest plate things and then going all the way down. It's a really cool can art. Really cool can art. So, but it's sideways, which kind of takes away like the really cool aspect of can art for me. But overall, it's still really cool, and something that I'm definitely probably going to save when it comes to the art on here. But this guy it's a double IPL. So this guy's coming in at a whopping 8.4% ABV. So definitely, I wouldn't say this is in that sessionable realm. Maybe I might taste a little bit of a booziness to this. I don't know. But I'm pretty excited to try this because I haven't dabbled with too many IPLs before. So I want to see if it kind of balances out between that bready, biscuity kind of stuff you get from a lager and kind of those hoppy, kind of different floral kind of notes that mix in with a good IPA. So without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this thing's like on the smell, because I'm curious. So let's see what we got. Definitely getting like that biscuity, almost like a sweet biscuity kind of smell. But then kind of getting that little hoppiness coming through at the end too. Like kind of like it's definitely more of like a citrusy note with the hops in there. Smells pretty delicious. I'm pretty excited for this one, to be honest. I know there's a couple different stuff in here this style is a very, very interesting style. It always intrigued me with how breweries did this kind of stuff. Just because an IPL is taking like two different styles of beers and making one. I think that's a really cool concept. So without further ado, let's pour this guy and be drinking out of my Heart of the North glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. I'm expecting maybe a little bit of haziness, maybe like a nice golden color to it. I'm not expecting it to be like super hazy, like a nice hazy IPA, but definitely I'm seeing that nice golden color already. Maybe like a very small white head to it, not much at all. But yeah, look at that. That looks absolutely delicious. Has a nice golden color to it. I think that just looks perfect in this glass. Almost kind of murky in the sense, not really hazy, but let's see what it smells like now. Still getting a lot of those bready, biscuity notes coming through, and then you're kind of getting like, it's definitely more of like a citrus kind of hop back end smell you're getting. It actually smells pretty delicious. Without further ado, let's give this guy a shot. So, cheers everybody. Happy Friday. Okay, that is interesting. So, right off the bat, I'm getting that like biscuity note coming through, and then but the biscuity note is very, very like, it's there, then it's gone right away, because you kind of get overtaken with like a citrusy, almost like a mixed berry kind of feeling, like kind of like I want to say like an unripened strawberry almost, where it's like something that has like a strawberry getting closer to the top of it when it's still a little bit white, getting that kind of note in there. So it's like a nice biscuity citrus. Like, I'm thinking more of like an orangey kind of, not really lemony citrus, but more like an orange kind of citrus in there for me. and then just that kind of strawberry, like almost unripened strawberry note that comes in at the end. Not really too hoppy at all. Definitely still letting you know that there's lager elements into this, but there's also, it's very, very predominant in letting you know there's a good amount of hops in this, which I think they made it balance out really, really well. This is pretty delicious. It has a nice, like, lingering sweetness at the end. The hoppy, like, bitterness only stays on for a second, and then it kind of just washes away for, like, the hoppy sweetness you get from it at the end. Overall, really, really well done. Really, really well done. It's actually pretty damn delicious. So, like I said before, looking here on Untappd, seeing a lot of these similar beers over here. There's a, let's see, because with this one, there's similar beers of stuff that I've never heard from before. So if you can't get your hands on anything from Anchorage Brewing Company, I know they're up in Alaska. It's kind of a hard situation, but I know the West Coast is a good availability to get their stuff. States like Washington, Oregon, I've seen it all go all the way down to like California and all that too. So this may be available still in your area. I'm not 100% sure. If you can find Anchorage stuff near you, you might be able to find this Be Patient India Pale Lager available. But looking at similar beers here, we got one that possibly, maybe one from SJ Brewing Company, which is their small batch special lager, which is their small batch India Pale Lager, which is a 6.9%, and kind of having that same element in here. 6.9. Let's see. We got Norvis. I don't even know how to say that one. Let's see. We got Mr. Brett from, I don't even know how to say that brewery either. And let's see. We got Salvador Brewing Co. with their New Zealand hop lager called Moitier. Interesting. It's a 4.3. I'm guessing that's going to have more of those floral kind of notes to it. But to be honest, I'd probably suggest this small batch special India Pale Lager from SJ Brewing Company. So these guys are out of Yule Heights, Florida. So if you're in Florida watching this, you might be able to get your hands on some of this India Pale Lager, and you might get the same experience because they're using definitely a lot of hops in there. Like they're using brewed with sativa. Is that how they say it? Oh, maybe I said it wrong. Idaho 7 and Amarillo. I've never heard of sativa hops before, so that's interesting. But the Idaho 7 and Amarillo definitely bring off some of those hoppy elements that you'd expect out of this. I'm not sure if it's going to bring citrusy elements, but overall, yeah, you might be able to find a similar experience with that one for sure. But this one is definitely up there with, if I had to, from any kind of IPL that I've had, it's definitely, I would say, probably the best. It's the most well-balanced from that biscuity, bready lager kind of taste, along with that kind of hoppy note that you would get in there. So overall, yeah, this stuff's pretty fantastic. So looking here, like I said before, it's an 8.4% ABV, and with over 1,056 ratings, this one has an average rating of 3.96 out of 5, which is almost a 4. So being an IPL and not really seeing many check-ins of an IPL a lot, when it's just looking through my feed on Untappd, having that high of a rating is pretty good. So looking over here, I know my dad's already checked this one in because he drank this one back in September. So he looks like he gave this one a solid 4 out of 5, which, yeah, I can definitely see why he gave it that kind of rating. But looking here on the global rating here, let's see what people had to say. So this guy purchased off Tavor. He says he likes this one more than some IPAs that he's had. And kind of, I can agree. There's definitely that mixture of good elements, because it's a mixture of two different styles of beer put together, and just it brings a whole new experience to like people that are hop heads like me and all that kind of stuff. Adding that like kind of biscuity breadiness along where there kind of adds a little bit of like a sweetness to it, I think is a really, really nice balance. And just overall, it's a really, really cool experience. Really, really cool experience. Just because, let's see, not a huge fan, but where I just wanted to go. Okay, so Kentucky, so you're going over to a brewery over there. That sounds fun. That sounds really fun. But getting back to what I was saying, looking over here on some of these other check-ins, let's see, we got another 4 out of 5. We got a 3.75 saying sweet floral, biscuity aroma, biscuity and sweet up front, super smooth, light-bodied, notes of melon and citrus with a clean, grassy, hoppy finish. Is that what that note is? I don't know. I was thinking of getting a strawberry. I don't know if it's melon to me. I mean, there might be some melon elements, but I'm getting like kind of like Definitely that kind of unripened strawberry top note for me. But overall, let's see. Let's see. Is this a 4.5? Oh, yep. It looks like a 4.5 or a 4.25. I think that's a 4.5. But let's see. Another four purchased at the Brown Mountain Bottle Works, which is over in Mornington, North Carolina. So you might be able to find this stuff all the way in North Carolina. That's a good thing to know. Let's see. This person gave it another 4. Let's see. This person gave it a 3. Said he had it once. That's it. And then another 3.75, 3.5. 3.75, 4. So yeah, pretty good ratings overall. Definitely pretty close to be getting that 4 out of 5 rating that they're getting. They're sneaking up on, very sneaking up on the pretty outstanding rating when it comes to, if you see a beer that's a 4, like a 4 out of 5 on Untapped, you know you're probably gonna have a good experience. So it's definitely Kentucky. I'm trying to figure out. It doesn't taste like a light beer. It's crushable for sure. Definitely, you don't taste any of the booziness whatsoever in this, which just kind of makes it dangerous kind of thing. It just tastes like a nice, refreshing IPL. So you're getting lager elements with a nice hoppy back note to it. So overall, not really not too strong, but not like crazy light, like how you would expect out of a lager. So to me, that's pretty dangerous. Where you can have a few of these and be like, uh-oh. But the flavors are really, really good. I'm really enjoying this one so far. So let's start thinking what we're going to be doing for our ratings here. So first of all, we always do can art. And, I said this right when I told you guys about this, right when I showed you the can. I'm not the biggest fan of them doing the sideways art. I feel like it takes away, like I understand what people do, like when Kentucky's done it to where you kind of have like 2 cans together and you open up the label and kind of show the full art. But when it comes to this being displayed at like a liquor store or a bottle shop, I want this, like, I would love to see this crow with that freaking skull chest plate, just like, and kind of like the moon and like different things in the background, kind of just facing straight at you, like it's staring at you in the face and not sideways. But overall, yeah, it is what it is. Anchorage does some of the sideways art all the time. I see a bunch of their stuff looking like that. But overall, it's still really, really cool. Anchorage definitely has some of the best can art that I've ever seen when it comes to stuff they're putting there, merchandise and all that stuff. So really, really cool. With taking away the element that it's sideways, which is I'm not the biggest fan of, I'm going to give this a really, really solid 4.25 out of 5 for can art. Really, really cool. I'd probably give it like a 4.75 if it wasn't sideways. But that's just me being nitpicky at that point. But let's see. If I got this in a flight at Anchorage Brewing Company, would I get another one? To be honest, from not really trying many of this kind of style of beer and not really even feeling interested to try that kind of style, I've become a fan of this for sure. This is definitely something that if I see another IPL that I can get my hands on and see if it lives up to like an expectation this one's created for me, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, so I'll definitely get another one of these in a flight for sure. And it's kind of keeping my eyes open for other IPLs now, I think, because the flavors in these it's pretty fantastic. I like it a lot. So, what are we going to do for ratings on, like, my final rating on this one? Let's see. It's going to be tough. I'm going to give this a really, really solid. I'm actually giving it an 8.5. That's where I'm going to leave it. 8.5 out of 10. Really, really good. Kentucky, if you can get your hands on this one, I know you've seen some Anchorage stuff show up in your like little liquor store. I know the liquor store you go to is seeing some Anchorage show up there. So if you can get your hands on this one, to be patient, I think you might be a fan of this for sure. It's definitely unique. It's definitely kind of changed my opinion on IPLs just because the flavors that they mingle in here with the biscuity breadiness and kind of those hoppy notes where it's floral, it's citrusy, it's kind of a little bit of berry, maybe a little bit of melon in there. I'm not really getting much melon, but yeah, it works. It absolutely works, and it's definitely something that opened my eyes a little bit, which I'm always happy trying new styles that I'm normally not accustomed to. So really, really cool on that aspect. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10 is my final rating on this one. Absolutely delicious. Big shout outs to Anchorage for coming out with this. It's a fantastic brew in my opinion. But hey, if you try it, if you don't like it, taste is subjective, and who knows, you might find something that I don't like and you enjoy more than me. That's how it is with beer. But other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live to another review. I don't have any reviews planned for this weekend because I got to work. So don't really expect any content to be coming up over the weekend, but might have some stuff during the week next week, so keep an eye out for those. Let's see. If you want to see a social media aspect of beer, always going to recommend getting yourself on Untapped. It's a platform you can check in beers, get badges, get all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Sounds like a first beer or a breakfast brew. Maybe Kentucky. But Untapped is a great platform. You can see what's local in your area, what's available in your area, what is popular within your area, and all that kind of stuff. It's free to download. We can download on Android or Apple and all that kind of stuff. You can see, once you get there, you can go to my profile, which a link to that is down in the description below for you guys. You can find people like me, Kentucky, Duchess, Lee's on there. Who else? Let's see. Ian's on there. The Typhon, Sean and Lizzie, the Angry Hippies are on there. A bunch of us are on there checking in beers and just having a good time over there. So if you want to get yourself on Untapped, please do so. It's a really, really cool platform. And if you're looking to possibly find some beers from Anchorage Brewing Company, my best bet for you, if you're not within the states that they distribute to, is try to get yourself on Tavour. It's a great platform. It's a beer subscription / beer delivery service to where that you get like a subscription-based thing to where you choose the style of beer that you like, and they send you a specific amount per month, or you can build your own box like I do, where you just look on their app, see what they have available, and if it's something that catches your interest, you add it to your box. And then they just bill you at the end of the month and ship it to you. Unfortunately, not all states may be able to get stuff shipped to you because different states have different like alcohol shipping laws and all that kind of stuff. So once you download the app, it's available on Android or iPhone as well. They'll make you put in your zip code, and they'll let you know right away if they can ship to you. I know they can ship to within like the DC area, the Chicagoland area where I am. Where else? I believe Dallas, around Dallas, you can get it delivered to. I know Lee got some delivered to him as well, so that gave me hopes of maybe the Dallas area you can get stuff delivered to. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it. So thank you everybody again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to say it like I always say before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.